Good morning, everyone. We're here today to meet about MAC. I am the LEA representative today, so I'm the principal. I'm Emma Siddon. So we will be going through and we'll introduce all of our participants today. But like I said, I'm the LEA rep. Okay.
I'm Dean King.
I'm Jill Hicks. I'm the EC teacher. I'm Mac's teacher all day.
All right, and I'm Ben. I'm Mac's father. Mac is short for Mackenzie, as you know. And I'm Mac's biggest advocate. And I just want to say to the team that I have a lot of concerns about Mac's transition to middle school. I have a lot of mixed feelings about that. And I'm hoping that we have a good discussion. I'm glad that everybody here is present. And I didn't really get your name. You said, is it Mr. King? You said, okay, Mr. King. All right, it's good to meet you. And Mrs. Sidon, is that correct?
It's Siddon.
Siddon, oh, okay, I'm sorry about that. Mrs. Siddon, okay, I've met you before. I'm sorry, we're new to your school. And I didn't, and I've met you before.
Mrs. Wilson.
Mrs. Wilson, okay, it's very good to meet your acquaintance as well, Mrs. Wilson.
I'm the art teacher.
You're the art teacher, okay.
Yes.
All right, really good to meet you,
Nice
Mrs.
to meet you
Wilson.
as well.
Yes, I hope we have a good discussion today,
Yeah.
Mrs. Wilson.
Yep, so our meeting today, we are going to talk about middle school transition and Mac's transition to middle school. We need to look at some of Mac's scores and where he's currently at and where he needs to go for next year and our thoughts and decisions. So I do want to point out that, we are meeting today that you will receive a parent's right handbook at every meeting. You're offered that. And this just explains your rights as a parent and your, any of the procedural safeguards that you have as a parent. And if you don't agree with the decisions today, or you do agree with the decisions that we make today, your rights as a parent in the state
Okay,
of
yes,
North
I
Carolina.
printed it actually off the DPI website last night, so I've already read
Very
it.
informed. Great. We enjoyed that. So, all right, so let's get started.
So I know we've already discussed a lot of the testing data, but a few things I wanted to look at, and obviously we all know that Mac has been in your classroom, in Adaptive Skills classroom since he was very young. So the new evaluation information we have suggests that his full scale IQ score is a 62. Traditionally, that's not considered a significant cognitive disability because a child with 62 has skills. They may need some help in processing information, but they're capable of learning in a way that potentially they could carry on a job in the future. Most of our kids, and the grand majority of our kids with significant cognitive delays, probably will struggle to ever carry any type of job because they need that one-to-one all the time assistance.
I disagree with that.
Okay.
I think Mac can have a job in the future.
And that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying is the classroom he's in right now might not match the testing information that has come back, because the testing information that has come back suggests he is capable of more than where we have him right now.
And I can just speak to a little bit. I can just continue on with that, kind of what you're talking about. With some of the data that we have in the classroom, he is, even though he is several grade levels below, he is functioning on first grade to beginning of second grade level. He's made a lot of progress in all the areas, reading, math, and writing. He likes science, and he loves hands-on activities, any things that he can do with his hands. On the extend one, he scored a level 3. So he is that's really well, but that's on the extended content stand. That's on the extend 1. And in classroom, he's willing to try anything. He's making progress on his IEP goals. I would like to mention, when he does go out, he goes out to social studies for a little bit each day, and the time that he's in there, he loves social studies. He comes back and likes to talk about that. He has a lot to share about that when he's when we have our social studies for the extended content standards. He has a lot that he can bring to the table. But even though I say all that, he still struggles. He's going to be 3 to 4 years behind. If he does, if we do consider or talk about him going out or being pushed out because of what we talked about with the IQ, it's really gonna have to be modified, and he's gonna have a lot of accommodations in order for him to access that, because he has been in cluster since the first grade, and I just don't know how he's gonna be able to make it.
But I hear some really good things what you're saying there, because he's going to those classrooms and he's coming back and he's talking about what's happening. So if we look at what he's able to access, he's accessing what's going on because he's bringing it back to you and telling you about what he's learning. So I understand he may never fully be on grade level, and we have lots of kids who may never fully be on grade level, but we want to challenge them as much as we can challenge them. And if he's finding interest in those kinds of classrooms, we want to give him those opportunities because he's benefiting from it. Speak to us
y'all
from
were
your
talking-
perspective.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, let's let the regular classroom teacher speak to her perspective from the classroom.
When he comes to my class, he is extremely quiet. I know that he is super social in your class, but he is really quiet when he comes to my class. He will try things in my classroom, but when we give activities, he's lost a lot of the time. When I give him the accommodations and modifications that are in his IEP, but he still requires a lot of adult assistance to get through the activities. I do feel that he will have more meaningful instruction in a small group environment. He's very easily distracted, in my opinion, in the big group.
And Mrs. Wilson, are you providing all his accommodations in your class so they can access it?
I am. Ms. Hicks gave me those at the beginning of the year, and I have implemented those from day one.
I
So-
gotcha.
I wonder, as kind of an outside party, do we know if the social studies teacher is doing any other accommodations or modifications other than what is listed, like just for the benefit of her kids or the benefit of Mac, that maybe we need to add to the IEP so those will carry over into all of his classes?
And we can check with her and see about that. I think she does obviously, follow the modifications and accommodations, but even still, you have to take into consideration that he may have to take him trying to take the regular EOGs would be incredibly difficult. I don't know if he's, even though he does well, he's a leader in my classroom. Even though he's made, the extend one is a whole lot different from the regular EOGs. I'm really concerned that he's not going to make it, and he's going to, he could, regress just socially and emotionally, and I have a concern about that.
I do want to
Mrs.
say,
Mrs. Hicks, may I say something? I'm sorry. I've been listening to y'all for a while and kind of taking it all in, and being Mac's biggest advocate, I kind of have a few things to say, and I just want to throw it all out there on the table. But I have some mixed feelings, but I feel that Mac can get a high school diploma, and I really would like him to get a high school diploma. He's capable. He comes home. He was talking about the Bill of Rights the other day. Were y'all talking about Bill of Rights the other day?
Yes, we
Yeah,
were.
yeah. So he came
Yeah, we
home
were.
talking about that, and he knows his Bill of Rights. He was telling me all about that, and he has really come a long way. I am a little concerned about middle school. I hear what y'all are saying about having trouble in a large school. There's going to be a lot of kids there, being in a large class. I am as scared as could be about that. But I'll be honest, I think he can get a high school diploma, and I think he's capable a lot more of what he's doing in the classroom. And I've been reading all my parents' rights. I've been on the DPI website. I've been talking to my advocate as well, and I feel that he could get a high school diploma.
One thing I do want to talk to us about is, it's not just either the classroom he's in now or the full classroom with 25 kids. We still plan on Mac receiving services where he's pulled into a smaller classroom to receive the benefit of more specialized instruction. So we don't want anybody to think that it's throwing him from your cluster class with 10 kids to a full classroom with 25 kids, because we do not feel like Mac will be successful in that kind of environment all day. But we do feel like what he has shown us so far is that he can access pieces of what they do in the regular classroom. So as we talk about our plan today, we'll look at how we can provide both the small group services he needs through a resource teacher, as well as the access he needs in the regular classroom. And I know we've talked a lot about the end of grade testing, and at this point, what I'm more worried about is how he's accessing the instruction. That end of grade test, we have kids who are not going to be successful on the test, and we know that. But what we have to look at is he going to benefit from the everyday instruction that he's getting outside of an adapted skills curriculum classroom?